Hello Spurs fans, it's Paul Hotspur Hippie here, the only psychedelic soccer show on the internet. I hope you're all well, and welcome to my 3,000 subscriber special. Bloody hell, 3,000 subs. I mean, I know it's just an arbitrary number, but it feels pretty good. And thank you to everyone out there. Many of you have been here from the beginning. All the members, all the people that have been giving super chats. Anyone that's just watching, really, all the likes and subscribes and encouragement I've had. It's been a wonderful, to use a cliched word, journey. And I thought I'd give you a little insight as to, how I started this and where I want to go and all that sort of stuff. So a couple of years before I started the channel, I started going on mainly Irish Hotspurs YouTube channel doing pre-match build-ups. And when I started my own channel, it's fair to say I wasn't in a good place. And really, I started the channel as an outlet for some creativity to get myself off my arse out of depression. I've been a creative person. I've dabbled in things. Years ago, I used to do community radio, a bit of improvised comedy. I've done illustrations, and I've been getting into doing music and things like that. But it's fair to say for the last 10, maybe even 20 years, I've really lacked that inspiration to have an outlet for that. I used to have a huge website in Australia about 20 years ago. I lost interest in that. So doing this has really fired up the coals of my creative brain. And I've really loved pretty much every second I've been doing this. I've tried to do something a little bit different. From the outset, I thought there's no point in just doing what a lot of people do. I'm not saying that's bad, but if I was to do that, it wouldn't be as good as what they do. So I've just done it the way I want to. I'm just going to keep doing it the way I want to. I'm not going to change. I've tried to grow the channel in a way that I feel comfortable with. So I've not really chased subscribers for the sake of subscribers. I've kept it trim. I've booted people out that I don't, that are not only hassling me, but people in the comments. It's just not a numbers game for me. I don't really look at the analytics too much. They can lead you astray because, you do a video and it gets a lot of views and you think, I'll just do more of that. And it's like, no, I'm just going to do what I want to do. I've also not chased the easy buck. The YouTube advertising, things that go against my morals, like gambling and get rich quick scams and all that. I've switched all that off because I figure once you get used to those extra bits of revenue, you never want to let them go. So I'm starting small, and hopefully as things grow, they'll grow in a way that doesn't compromise my morals. I want to do that as much as possible because remember, it's not the Hotspur Piers Morgan, it's the Hotspur Hippie channel, So I just thought I'd tell you a bit about how I've progressed with this channel. If you're starting a YouTube channel yourself, you might get something out of it, but it's just to show you what you've allowed me to do and what you've allowed me to build here. So far, the journey's not complete here. I'm always trying to get better, do the best shows I possibly can, make it look as good as possible, make it sound as good as possible. And I think I've come a fair way. It's a standard that I'm quite satisfied with. Can always get better though. You can always get better. So when I started the stream about a year ago, started the channel about a year ago, it was mainly all done on my phone. So, phone's not a bad way to start. It's a bit mediocre as far as, it's very limiting what you can do with it though. It's basically, it sees and hears what it does and you can't do much with it. So I really wanted to broaden my mind a bit, but it's not a bad way to start. I used to use a PC in the other room, but it's just too flaky. It didn't do what I wanted to do. So after I got monetized and I started getting a few bucks, I started putting some of that back into the channel so I could get it looking and sounding and acting the way I wanted to. So I'll give you a little show around, a little peek behind the curtain of what I've been able to do. So it's going to be a bit all shaky, this, because I'm going to have to lift the camera out. Now, the camera I'm using actually here is just it's about 15 years old. It's just a Logitech webcam. And the main thing, if you want to make a camera look good, is you've got to chuck as much light as possible. So the first little purchase I made with this little ring light, And it did make things better. Definitely, there was a jump up, but it wasn't where I wanted it to be. So So next thing was I chucked some bigger lights at it. These are all off the second-hand market. You know, if you look around, you know, I suppose it's Craigslist or Gumtree or whatever is in your country, you can find things that people have basically used once and they just want to get rid of it, and you can pick it up. And behind me, which you can't see because it's got the pattern on it, is a green screen. And this microphone here, this is a microphone I've had for years and years and years. It's a tried and trusted SM58, the vocalist's microphone of choice. Not many podcasters use this, but I'm finding it, I'm pretty happy with what it's doing so far. You know, to step up a few $100, I don't think I'll notice too much difference. Now, I used to put everything through this audio mixer. Excuse the boxes there. I'll show you where the boxes came from in a second. So this from that, and then I bought a 7-year-old second-hand PC, which had the specs to just about do what I want. I'm pretty happy with the way it's been going so far. This is what drives the whole thing here. This is OBS Studio, a free piece of software. And these are the things I've all set up. These are all different scenes and things. I've spent hours and hours and hours on this, but it's fun. You know, loads of gizmos and elements and stuff like that. And I've programmed, you know, different animations and things like that. For video editing, I use mainly CapCut and the free version of DaVinci Pro. It's amazing what you can do with these free little tools. CapCut is a great bit of software. Well, I can't get this balanced now, can I? CapCut is a great piece of free software that you can do you can get it on your phone as well. So my videos out and about, I do all you can get quite sophisticated just on a phone. It's fantastic. So so far what you've seen was done on a cheap second hand, and it really got me to a decent level. But I kept on going because I knew that the more I put into, the more you know, tricks and graphics and things like that I put into OBS Studio, the more unwieldy it was to navigate around. You know, I'd have to, you know, look at that, scroll through a menu, and then click something. You know, it's like, oh yeah, I found it. There we go. And I wanted to be a bit more spontaneous, bit lickety split with my stuff. And it's not quite there yet. My muscle memory is getting there yet. But the thing I did splash out on last, which again, this is all thanks to you lot people out here. You know, this is what you've allowed me to do. The real difference in recent times that I found is I bought this mixing desk and MIDI controller, an audio processor. It's called a Rode Procaster 2. This isn't cheap, but it's just made things so nice for me, because instead of having to go through menus and things in OBS, you know, I can do things like this. It's got, you know, I can assign different things on here to doing different actions on the PC. You know, I can, you know, turn the stupidity up and down. You know, it's very, very tactile. I really like it. Got faders. So, for instance, this fader here, this allows me to hear the football, but you can't hear it, which is great. All different stuff. And then the heart of what I use are these buttons here. So you can scroll through 8 different screens here, and they light up here. And each different button allows me to do a stupid thing. Like I can put up old Mark in. Whoops, press that one. You know, or Derek's UFO. As well as stupid sound effects, and of course
voice effects.
So this thing here has been absolutely fantastic for me, absolutely fantastic, and it was, well, the bang for buck I've got out of it is superb. And there's a nice little side effect of buying this. Prior, the PC had to do all the processing power. So like with a microphone, you've got like, you know, compression, limiting, you know, de-essing, and there's all sorts of filters I had to put on the PC. Because it's an old PC, not quite enough grunt, the video would be a little bit not what I wanted. And I found that since I got this mixing desk, which is a professional grade audio processor. It does all of that, and it does it all beautifully. And so the PC's been absolutely freed up, and so the videos turned out to be a lot better. And as a little side bonus, it's got lots of inputs and outputs. I can, of course, get my lovely bass guitar up, put that fader up. Whoop! Don't jiggle the jacks though. Don't jiggle the jacks. So that's made things a lot more fun, and so I'll be able to use this to do a bit more music. Next cab off the rank in a few months' time, I want to get myself a nice little synthesizer. Also, some nice cans instead of the shitty ones I was using where the pad was only on one ear and it used to hurt. So this is what you've helped me to do so far, and the only way is up, folks. I'm always trying to make it better, man. I'm always trying to make it better, both in my presentation and the little silly things that I do that I can bring up on the screen. And it's the magic of YouTube. Yeah, we'll let that one go. Once again, man, I didn't dream that I would get this many subs so quickly. So thanks for all of you. And there's so many cool people that I've come into contact with, either through my own chat or other YouTubers. There's too many to thank, really. If I started to thank people, I'd only leave people out. I will single out Irish Hotspur though, because the guy's been so encouraging. And I found this generally in life. The people that are really good at what they do, they're always the ones that are generous with encouragement and help and advice. It's the ones that aren't quite there that keep secrets because they don't want you to be better than them. And, David and Jack, none of that, man. None of that at all. They're not scared of a bald old twat with a beard. And, that's what I found, man. The really talented people, the ones that really love what they're doing, because they love what they're doing, they're quite happy to talk about it. And, hopefully I'm the same. So it's why I'm showing you around, As I say, that if you want one number one tip from me, lighting, man. You can get good lights for dirt cheap, and they just make everything look a lot better. I'm looking forward to where this channel goes next, because the more I've got the tools basically right now that whenever I have an idea, I've learned enough about what I'm using to be able to do pretty much whatever I want. It's just a question of, time and effort. So the more that this channel grows and the more income increases, the more I'll be able to do this and put more work in it. And you are going to see, as time goes on, more and more silly things. More and more. I want to make this as fun and entertaining, and dare I say it, as professional one-man show as I can do. And whether this is as good as the channel gets and it plateaus and dies in the arse, that's all right, man, because I've had a ball so far. Just like Tottenham's first 10 games of the season, maybe that was it. But I've still got the memory of those 10 games and how much fun I had during it, Or it might go onwards and upwards. The future is unknown, but I've got enough stuff here to keep me very, very happy for quite a while to come. And, it's thanks to you guys out there. I'm very, very grateful for the difference in quality this has made to my life, not just from a mental illness point of view. And I don't go on about my mental illness for sympathy. I just talk about it because I know people out there. I'm not the only one. And hopefully, it can help you in some way. But also to scratch that creative itch that I always have, and it's been dormant for so long. And Tottenham Hotspur and you lot have brought it back to life. And here we are, folks. Onwards and upwards. Onwards and upwards. Until next time, folks. Until next time. Where is the button? Muscle memory. Peace and love, man. Peace and love. Come on, you Spurs. Engage. Whoa. All knobs and buttons. Bye-bye.